What is poppin', y'all? It's me, Cloudboy Bales, and welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports Weekly Wednesday Predictions. We are already to week 9. 9, my friends. That's where we're already to. But, a lot to go over. It's been a wild ride so far in this season. Lots of crazy stuff going on. If you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts. Let's get down to the predictions. Pittsburgh Steelers and San Francisco 49ers are on bye this week. All right, that's just all I gotta say. In case you're wondering, they do not play. All right, Thursday Night Football. We have the Houston Texans at the New York Jets. I thought Houston was going to be one of those teams, but to be fairly honest, Houston, I think, will still win the division only because their whole division is absolute garbage. I feel bad, but to be honest with you about the New York Jets, they're on a 4-game losing streak. They really are struggling to the point where it's like, it doesn't matter who the heck they keep getting. They are just bad. I don't know what's going on. But everything right now between those two against the Jets right now is just a disaster. But for some stupid reason, Houston isn't even looking that impressive. I know Houston has been without Nico Collins. Now they just lost Stephon Diggs for the year. So it's like, okay, clearly Houston, I think, is losing some receivers. They're not looking as promising. They barely squeak by the Colts again. But I can't believe I'm saying this. I think this was the loss that really is going to hopefully wake up the Jets here. I'm going to take the Jets to defeat Texans. I think the Jets are going to finally wake up. This is going to be their wake up call. And boom, that is going to be definitely something they need. Because they need this. If you're Jets, if they want to stay relevant, they need this. Because this is a really bad spot to really put yourself in. Going on to Sunday, Dallas Cowboys at Atlanta Falcons. To be honest with you, Dallas is just so overrated. It's starting to look like Dallas might not be as good as we think this year. They're really, really struggling. Atlanta, I think, is a great test. They're on the road, but I think if Kirk Cousins continues playing the way he is, I'm going to say Atlanta takes down the Cowboys. It's just how I see it. So I'm actually going to take Atlanta. Next up, Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills. I think Buffalo's one of the most dominant teams. They got Amari Cooper, and that definitely helps their offense a little bit. But Buffalo's had a very promising win. I think they can continue that success. It's always close games between them and Miami. Miami just got Tua back, but we don't know if Miami's really that good because they really struggled without him. And then they fortunately lost without him, but that's not his fault. I'm going to take Buffalo still. Anyways, I don't really care. Next up, Las Vegas Raiders, Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals need some wins to keep really themselves in basically, they need some wins to put themselves. Vegas is a great team to really kind of get a win against since Vegas is pretty much going to be rebuilding next year. I'm taking the Bengals. This should be a win they need. Los Angeles Chargers at Cleveland Browns. This is a really tough one. Cleveland just finally went in. Well, they were at home, but this is now. Do you think the dominance continues with Jameis Winston? Finally, he went over 300 yards, something Deshaun Watson didn't even do once in his Cleveland career. At this point, Cleveland, they just got Chubb back. Maybe they are a different offense. I'm not entirely positive, but I think the Chargers, their defense right now is looking really good. The Los Angeles defense right now has allowed the least points per game in the NFL for those who aren't really paying attention to statistics. I think the defense of the Chargers is really the reason why they're winning some games right now. I'm actually going to say the Chargers continue to win and they get the win against Cleveland. Even though I feel like Cleveland could win, I'm going to go with the Chargers. Next up, New England Patriots at Tennessee Titans. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually think Tennessee is going to win. Before I wasn't thinking it, but my goodness, after getting pummeled, I think they need a slap in the face to wake themselves up, and I think they'll beat the Patriots. Next up, Washington Commanders at New York Giants. I guess if Washington wants to continue their dominance, they can. For some reason, something's just telling me to go with the New York Giants, but I don't know why. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I'm thinking it. It should be the Commanders that win, but I don't know. I don't know why I'm going with the Giants, really. I have no idea. Next up, Saints, Panthers. First time these two teams faced. New Orleans kicked the living crap out of Carolina. Derek Carr, they need Derek Carr really back if they really want to make their season work. But regardless, Carolina is so bad. They're the biggest laughing stock in the league. They are so bad. It's like it doesn't matter who plays for them. They just traded away Deontay Johnson. They're done. They don't have much. They had nothing to play for. I'm gonna go with New Orleans regardless of who plays because this Carolina team's a joke. Next up, Denver Broncos at Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore did unfortunately lose a heartbreaking game to the Cleveland Browns. Kyle Hamilton really had the chance to win it with a game-winning interception. He dropped it very next play. Cleveland takes a deep shot. I mean, come on. It just was bad luck. Denver's a great defense, but I think Baltimore will prevail at home. Next up, Jacksonville Jaguars at Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia has the chance to do the unthinkable. Beat Jacksonville, and Doug Peterson, the team that got basically canned from Philly, gets canned by Jacksonville because of Philly. That just would be great. I'm going to take Philly regardless because Jacksonville, they just need some work. I don't think all of it is Trevor Lawrence's fault. I just don't think they're really building themselves in a good situation. I think they need to really they need to get some help. They got to figure out I don't know what happened. Chicago Bears at Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to go actually with Arizona because here's the thing. I would take Chicago here, but I'm taking Chicago. They got to be embarrassed the hell and back to the. Oh my goodness. I mean, that Hail Mary was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. You just knock it down. Seriously, I'm taking the Bears. I mean, they need to win to get themselves on the right foot. I've been going against Arizona, but they've been winning on game-winning field goals the last 2 weeks. But I'm taking the Bears. I mean, Arizona might win, but it's a close one. Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. Man, it was a smart thing to actually bench Love because Love looked off. You know what? They did the right thing. Green Bay really did the right thing. They knew that this game this week against Detroit meant way more. And then they put Malik Willis in and they managed to get a win against the... To be fairly honest with you, Matt LaFleur deserves Coach of the Year. I mean, for not having Love for a couple games this season, LaFleur managed to still give the Packers a great record. And that's what's pretty incredible. I mean, he should be in the consideration. The Detroit Lions... yes, you got to say the Chiefs are because they're undefeated. But in my mind, I think Detroit's the best team in all of football this year. Regardless if Love or Willis plays, I'm just going to have to take the Detroit Lions. As much as it hurts me to be a Packers fan, I don't know who's beating this Detroit team. I really have no idea. They're that good. But, I mean, the Packers can always prove me wrong. That's what happens. But I'm still going to take the Detroit Lions. I think regardless, if seeing that they got dismantled at home by the Vikings with trying to force Love in there, if they do it again, it's going to be the same result. Next up, Los Angeles Chargers at Seattle Seahawks. I think now that the Rams got Nakua and Kupp back, I think the Rams are now a team that's going to really consider themselves contenders. Now, they need a big win against Seattle here. I think the Rams are going to do it because obviously everyone was saying Kupp's going to get traded, but if the Rams start to win, they don't need to trade him because they're contenders. Next up, Indianapolis Colts at Minnesota Vikings. Colts decided to finally bench Anthony Richardson. It took them so long to realize that he's not a good quarterback, and they finally did it with Joe Flacco. I don't think it'll matter. I think Minnesota is a very good team still. Just because they got 2 back-to-back losses doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it's against the Lions and the Rams. It's not really like it's anything. This is a team they should beat. I'm going to take the Vikings. And then finally, Monday Night Football, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Kansas City Chiefs. I think Tampa Bay doesn't have Godwin and Evans. I think it's going to be really hard for Baker Mayfield to really kind of connect. If he's able to do it, then I'd be shocked. But regardless, between the two, I feel like Kansas City still stays undefeated. I just don't see anything changing. So if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, we will see you next time.